glory, glory, glory be to the Most High. See, this afternoon, I'm so impressed to come on your way. Do you know why? Because a lot of things have been happening that we don't even know how things should be put in place. But I just got a statement that I wanted to share with you. A gun feels pain when you are loading it. How does that mean? You see, at the time you want to put a bullet in a gun, yeah? You put the bullet one by one, you press it in, the gun feels pain. When you are pressing the bullet in the gun, it feels pain. And that pain keeps there forever and you hold on the trigger. Do you understand what I mean? What I am here to tell you today is, if you know you are getting someone very angry for a long time, please stop it. Please, to be honest with you, stop it. I'm driving and at the same time doing the video. You can see the person. You know, this is real, not editing. But what I want you to tell you is a gun. If you are loading a gun, the gun gets pitched off and you get a pain. So if you know you have a wife, a husband, a children that you are supposed to treat them to go to school, and you are feeding them with anger, that's a gun you are loading right there. If you are feeding your wife with anger and things that she is not supposed to do, you know she didn't do it, but you say, hey, it's your fault. It's that everyday fight in the house. You are loading a gun. If your wife is pressuring you as a husband, hi, why did you call this? Why did you do that? Why? Wife, you are loading a gun. And you know what? It's very crazy. A gun will be fully loaded and sit outside of the conversation. After you load a gun, without pulling the trigger, the gun doesn't care. He's filled up there with the anger, which means he's filled up there with the bullet you put in there. But because nobody has pulled the trigger of that gun, the gun is still lying right in front of you and still being holy. Do you understand what I mean? I'm not talking about my personal self, but I want you to take your situation into what I'm saying. Because of the sound, I take the phone out of the phone plug. You understand? Because you are not feeling what the gun is feeling, you did not know there is an anger in there. But I tell you, when you fill up an AK-47, bro, you are ready to distract someone's life. When you fill up a pistol of 12 rounds, you are ready to display 12 people in an action when it comes to firing. So what I want to tell you right now is, if you are feeling your wife with an AK-7, which means hard things that you cannot bear, but you want her to bear those things, bro, you are just feeling it, an AK-47. But this is where it's worse. You understand? When I mean worse, it's like you have what did I call it? A snake in your dress, but it feel like a design. I don't know whether you understand what I mean. You have a trouser as a man. You put on that trouser and you have a snake beside the trouser, but it feels like a design for you. You think you are winning by distracting your wife, by distracting your husband. You feel like you are winning the show because anytime you do that, she becomes low for you. You know what that means? You are loading an AK-47. The AK-47 is very powerful. It's very strong. It's very, very unique. Even everyone, including the soldiers, fear the work of AK-47. But it's never released yet, which means the trigger has not been pulled yet. So the AK-47 is got loaded with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 19. I don't know how much bullet goes into that fucking gun. But if you end up loading it, which means if you end up putting the anger into the woman, if you end up putting the anger into the man, bro, the time he will pull the trigger of that AK-47, he doesn't stop shooting. Do you understand what I mean? He doesn't stop shooting because he has the patience. Okay? The AK-47 has the patience to load the bullet one to the extent he got to. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now when her hand or his hand came on the trigger, the AK-7 just have to be firing. Which means your wife that you are loading with anger is going to distract you totally. Which means your husband that you are loading with anger is going to distract you fully. I mean fully. Do you understand? So what I want you guys to do for me right now is, if you know you are loading your wife or your husband, your children or your daughter, your son or your kid, and anger, please find a way to show them how to take the bullet out of the AK-47 so it doesn't come to hurt you. Because when you did not do that and you load it until it's full up and you allow them to pull the trigger, bro, sis, I promise you, that gun is going to be firing. This goes on to company workers, company CEOs. You know what you are doing, your workers did not like it. You know what you are doing, your boss doesn't like it. But because of your position or some intelligence in you, he tolerates that. But I can tell you for a fact, as much as he's tolerating you, he's still finding someone to replace you, which is loading up the gun. Your boss is loading up the gun by finding someone to replace you. But you didn't know about that. Maybe for a couple of weeks or a couple of days ago, you have been in good character. So that gun have been finished loading, but kept outside, silent, waiting for a trigger to be fired. Are you the one who is going to be fired? Or you are the one who must be came into the AK-47 as a bullet? That's a great question. You don't understand. You see, so far as they are loading people in your company to fire them, they are loading people to bring them to replace them as well. I don't know whether you understand what I mean. But so far as the AK-47 is loading, so far as it finishes shooting, it will become empty again. Which means he needs the same amount of bullet that got off for it to become empty, to be filled up again. So what I'm asking you, do you want to be the one that will be the bullet that is loaded into the gun and put down silent? Or you will be the one that is the bullet that is loaded to fire? Don't get me wrong, it happens every day. If you don't know, you don't. And I don't blame you for not knowing that. This is why you are watching this video. If your wife is a problem to you, find a way to settle up with him, settle up with her. If you are the one, all right, being the worker of somebody's company, try to be the bullet that will stay in the gun and lie down silently. Because if you go and fire someone, that means you are going to replace the person. Which means, come keep a good attitude at your workplace. You the bosses, to be honest with you, I don't want to mention a company, but my boss has the company, which is a restaurant. And do you know what happened? Always we train people for people to come and take. Do you know what that means? You got someone who doesn't know anything, you finish training the person, and now the training you have given to the person has gone to share with another company that will help that company develop more than your company. So this is not for the workers alone. This is for the bosses as well. Do you understand what I mean? This is not only for workers. Workers can be fired every day, but the boss cannot be fired. So what are you doing to be the gun? You are the gun. Everybody is loaded into you. Do you understand? This is an AK-47 placed down here. And you are the boss. You fire people in, load people in. You fire people out, you load people in. You fire people out, you load people in. So now that you have become the gun, how can you become the good use of your bullet? How did you treat your workers? That is the main important part. Somebody, good salary is not enough. This is fact, okay? Somebody can be paying you in Ghana 2,000 cedis is nothing. It's just like $300. Or let's say $250. That is about 2,000 cedis, okay? That is not enough for someone to be loyal to you. But many workers, they pay 800, which means $110. Do you understand? They pay you 800 cedis, 1,000 cedis, which is $110, $120. Okay. When somebody is supposed to take $300 and you are paying that person 110, which is 800 cedis. Well, the person will do his best because at the time that they need the job, he needed it. Because he has to work very hard to get some meal and feed some family. So at the time that the person was looking for the job, he may ask you for his assistant, your assistant. He may plead on you to at least accept him to work. But the issue here is, if the person have gone into your place and now start meeting people that will offer him, let's say, about $300, the person is going to move from you. This is where the good character towards workers come in. Boys, how are you doing today? I hope everybody is good. Who needs something? 5 cedi, 2 cedis, you give it to them, man. Get some credit for yourself. As a boss that earned about 10,000 Ghana cedis a day, when you spend 500 cedis for your workers, it's nothing. You still get 9,905. Do you understand what I mean? You still got 9,905 left. So when you spend 500, oh, I want to send credit to everyone today. Just in a week, maybe 5 cedis, maybe 10 cedis. You have 200 workers. 10 cedis plus 200 is 2,000. That's true. I don't have calculator here, but I work with the Holy Spirit, so I don't need to calculate the damn things. 10 cedis times 200 workers is 2,000. Give it to them. Credit. For a month or for a week, that will not do anything. That will not frustrate your life. That will help you to keep your customers and your workers together as well. This happens at my company. I just told you. People have been firing for no reason. And guess what? It took time to train those people. That is my whole problem. You train somebody for 3 months, the person worked for 1 month, and you fired the person. What did you benefit? Now, you have gotten an experience into that person's head. And the person is going to use those experiences to work for someone else. And those companies are going to be using your style without consultation. That's the truth. How do you deal about that? How do you deal with that? Man, what I want you to understand is Africa, we see ourselves like we are nowhere. But we are the big deal. It takes God to open your eyes and your brains to see that you are the big deal. Because every part of the Western world currently is highly developed. And everything they need to develop their country is taken off from here, Africa. So if you got the raw material that the people got to develop their country with, what do you lose? What the fuck do you lose? You are the big deal. You are the real deal. But we seem not to understand ourselves. We seem not to understand what is going on. The fucking country is holding on our neck. Africa, the world is on your shoulder. You are the farm of the world. You are the gold of the world. You are the oil of the world. And you are the silver of the world. You are the diamond of the world. All of them come from the Western world, and they come and take it from here and send it to where they go to. And do rebranding and bring it back to you. I want people to get developed. Individually, brother. If I am here currently and tell you I want all this neighborhood to get developed at the same time, it's impossible because someone needs to go to job right now to get the mail. So how did I then come and say everybody should go and listen and do the same as I said? It's impossible. But you, the one that is hearing me, you have to put this shade on yourself and say, man, enough is enough. I want to liberate myself out of this. I'm here today again, which I'm not supposed to be here. Because sometimes me alone, I can't think. You understand? When the ideas are too much, you got to sit with some people and share with them. This is crazy. Well, I thank God for coming to your way today. I hope you're listening to this well as a wife, as a children, as a mother, as a father, as a CEO, and as a worker. That Africa lies on your shoulder. And the world is looking up to you. You are the world now. There is no place to develop apart from Africa. Glory be to the Most High.